can defy the fate of this world and write the perfect ending to my story. You alone shall leave these pages for a future I will not see.
Welcome to the Durin Story Quest, where we're going to be talking about Durin. Now, the Durin Story Quest is very unique in that you have to wait 5 real days, like waiting till the daily reset in order for you to play through this entire quest. This is extremely frustrating because they give you this really arbitrary and uninteresting reason why you have to wait until the daily reset, and it ain't really worth it. And the stories that they are padding out to make it worth this wait isn't like even important at all. It like doesn't feel like there's a good reason for us to be waiting. We could just wait the 2 hours. The Archon quests handle that waiting better than whatever is happening in the Durin Story Quest. But the reason why we're here is because this quest is actually really good and I want to talk about it. I didn't know how to write about this quest. I didn't know how to tackle it. And so I'm just kind of going unscripted off the top of my dome, talking about my experience because I do feel like this quest is really important and this quest shows some of the best aspects of what I want from a Genshin story quest, which is learning more about the characters that are in these story quests. This is the perfect encapsulation of who Durin is as a character, of his troubles, the tribulations, his friends. Like, this is like, if you want a crash course on why you should care about Durin, this story quest is it. And yes, the quest pacing I mentioned earlier is bad. It makes the quest a whole lot worse because now they're having to section off aspects of the story quest into parts that would be worth it for players to continue playing it every single day for 5 days. And look, it's not worth it. This quest is full of amazing storytelling, full of amazing lore that doesn't need to be spread across 5 40-minute episodes. Even that being said, what is done in this quest is so awesome. This is a powerful story quest from the perspective of a parent trying their best to give the best life for their child, knowing full well that at some point that child will need to live on without them. And with that context, with that wrapping, it just makes this quest so much more better. And then mixing in the fact that because M named her child after Durin the evil dragon, the Hexen Circle are like, what the hell is happening here? Why name him after the fate of an evil dragon? And her reasoning is just because she wanted to. And I think learning more about, this is M's child, that was a little bit of a surprise to me. And maybe because I wasn't paying attention during the Simulacrum event, but because of the way Albedo took control over wanting to bring Durin back and all the stress and all the pain that Durin goes through of like having this expectation of the evil Durin, when we went into the quest and was like, actually, no, he's not a child of Rhine-Daughter or necessarily the creation of Albedo, but is in fact the child of M. And I love that because now we are starting to develop this character more. We are starting to see the struggles that he is facing, the fight against having this expectation of being the evil Durin, right? The world of Teyvat is telling Durin that he does not belong in this world because he is not the evil Durin. And I love that as we are learning more about this quest, we begin to start to pull these two characters apart. He isn't the evil Durin, but also Durin himself hasn't accepted that yet. He still believes that he is under all of this stress, this immense power and pain that the evil Durin is causing. But in fact, he has nothing to do with him. The end of the story involves Durin being able to write his own story, take control of his own future. And this is the stuff that really like hit me in the heart. You can't even see my hands right now, but I'm hitting my heart right now. It is just such a wonderful, wonderful moment for Durin because this character, I really enjoyed listening to Durin throughout the Archon quest. Am I going to explain why I have my glasses on? No, I didn't forget them. Okay, I totally didn't forget. Okay, maybe I did forget, but we're talking about Durin here, okay? Let's not focus on me just putting on my glasses in the middle of this video, okay? Because what is happening with Durin is so incredible. We are told by Alice that Em wasn't able to finish her storybook. The storybook is about the life of Durin. And so we're tasked with Durin to go through this book and to start reliving his life, finding out how his mother wants this storybook to end. But what I love is that as we are going further and further, it's less about a story and more about almost like a picture book of the past, Durin's past, you know, like looking at home videos and trying to see why the parent wanted to record this very specific moment. We are beginning to learn and see more of Durin as a character, about who he cares about, how he sees them, right? We get this really cute moment where the Wanderer is joining us and we see him as like a little cat because to Durin, he sees him as like a lonely little cat. It's like these very cute moments of the way he sees all these different types of characters. And I also really like the gameplay elements of like, we have this ink meter and we can choose different elements of the story to go through. I thought that was really interesting. And it lends into like the ending of it, which is like, there are no paths because the ending has not been written. There's not enough ink left for us to be able to figure out and write what Em wanted. But what she wanted was for Durin to write his own story. The whole point of this fantasy book was that one day that she can give this to Durin and allow him to write his own story. And I particularly really love the elements that we see where we are getting the flashback of why Em wanted to do this. She is slowly dying and she's like considering like, hey, I like, help me bring my child back to life. Like, help me bring my creation to life. I want my child to be life, and then give him this book for him to discover this. It's just such a cool moment because it really is this sentimental, this important moment about a mother and her son that is just really well told in such a very fun and interesting way. I really love the fact that, you know, when we're trying to meet Hat Guy, right? And he's here in Sumeru, he's like, yeah, I was trying to write your name down in some books, but they kept disappearing because, you know, Durin is still under this impression that he is evil Durin. So he is trying to fight back, you know, what he thinks of himself, which is causing Teyvat to also basically make the assumption, I guess, that he is also evil Durin, but he shouldn't exist because evil Durin already existed. So why are you trying to be him? Look, I know I'm a bit rambly, and I'm trying to figure out the right words to talk about it because this story, I didn't really know the exact words to write. All I knew coming in was that I wanted to talk about it. I felt something in my heart where I was just like, man, this was such a feel-good story. And although I don't have these like particular points that I want to hit at, I just kind of want to express this feeling that I have of like warmth, of happiness, of just this really sentimental story that a mother wrote for her child. It's just absolutely beautiful. And for the child to be able to come to terms with his own person, that he is his own person. He is just not just a character from a storytelling. He is not just this character that might be closely resembling to Durin. Like, he is his own person. That's the whole point of what his mother wanted for him. and for him to finally take control of his life, take control of the paintbrush, and paint his new story. And what I love so much about the way this quest ended was that Alice came to the traveler, was like, here's the book, and left one final message for Durin. And that final message is that story teaser. It's this beautiful moment of a mother's message of what she ultimately wants for her child. It's just a fantastic, beautiful moment. I was just like, man, this is what makes this quest worth it. Sure, the elements of part 1, 2, 3, and 4 all added little bits of elements to the story that were worth it. But the final episode is really what ties everything together, that has the most emotional impact, that I was just so grateful and happy that we got to see and experience and witness. Like, this is such a cool and awesome dive into Durin's persona, who he is, and the fact that as he is now free to live his own life, we even get an outfit, a free outfit for him. I don't even have Durin yet, and I got this cool free outfit of just rewarding Durin as a character. It's just so wonderful, and I'm so happy that I got to experience it. And also, let me know, do you guys like the rambly bits of me? The floating head's still gonna stay. We're keeping with the floating head, right? AI, try to beat this, buddy. Try to beat this, AI. Okay, that's it. All right, thank you all so much for taking time to watch me watch a part of me talk about Durin's story quest. Let me know what you all thought about Durin's story quest as well in the comments. I would greatly appreciate it. That's it for me. Okay, bye now. Bye.